Welcome to the Wes S channel. Disclaimer, I am not a medical expert. I am not a political analyst. I am not an investigative news reporter. These are the observations of a 50-something-year-old American male on the current goings-on. Doomer porn alert. This is probably going to be just about the darkest video I've ever done. I tried to take notes on this because after a conversation with the missus yesterday, and then again this morning, and then reading some papers, and yeah, my hands are shaking. So I'm going to share. I was going to do it on a whiteboard, but my hands are shaking. I can't write. It's going to play connected dots. So follow along. The C virus. You got to be careful what I call it. It was first reported coming or affecting people in China. Okay, that's where it started. It was killing people in China last year. Okay, the guy figured it out in November, which means it was killing people in September and October. And probably before that. And he tried to tell somebody about it, and he got knocked out of his spot. Long story short, it got bad fast enough that they shut down one of the biggest economic producers in their country. A lot of stuff come out of Wuhan. Okay. They realized in January or probably December that they needed a bigger hospital there. They built it in 2 weeks out of, granted, those weren't supposed to be hospital rooms, but they made a hospital. And is that the only one? That's the only one we found out about. What did they convert? What other buildings did they take over? Now it's funny, they stopped letting people travel within the country, but they allowed people to leave the country. Sounds like they were wanting to share. But it was too late at that point because people had already been traveling and leaving since September and October. It would, probably pretty much everybody in Wuhan had been exposed to it by the time they shut Wuhan down. That's why they shut down the entire region and why they shut it down so hard. No, I know a lot of y'all are already typing in there that it's not a real thing. Y'all need to let me get to the end of this. Because I was y'all. 4 weeks ago, I was y'all. They lied and are continuing to lie about the death toll. I dug up an article earlier. It's from the Epoch Times. Calm down. If you want to read it, you're going to have to pay for your own subscription. The number of deaths in the region are 10 times the ordinary the cremators and the coffin guys are working harder than anybody else in China right now. The virus is real, it's deadly, and it's killing folks. There's more. Um, Outside of China, some of the hardest hit countries, and that's, I've got that actually pulled up still, are countries that have close economic ties with or have loaned money to China. See, China has to borrow money too. Everybody borrows money. And we're talking not the, the U.S. has most. The U.S. is a big country. If China told the truth, they would have way more cases than us. The end. But they're not going to tell the truth. Per capita, all you MSN people out there, or MSM, per capita, we're way down on the list of number of deaths and number of infections. Switzerland's on the top. The people that did business directly with China are the ones on the top of the list. The ones with the most amount of goods and paper being shipped back and forth, and visits and dignitaries and businessmen traveling to and from, making deals and stuff. It got to them first, which means this stuff got out in China a long time ago. On to more interesting things. This little guy is transmitted by close contact. Somebody sneezes or coughs on you. You hug them. You kiss them. You touch their stuff. Whatever. And you got it. I think they're up to 21 hours now. I wrote down 24. I think the stuff can survive for over 20 hours on surfaces. Wiping down your cart and then grabbing it and going in and doing your shopping is silly. It takes 10 minutes for the disinfectant to work. You have to disinfect your cart and then stand back and wait 10 minutes for the stuff to work. That's why they have guys in there, people, and they're doing it now, so that when you get there, the cart's dry and you're ready to go. But think about it, they've disinfected it, and all these people are sneezing, coughing, hacking, wheezing, screaming kids or whatever, walking out right past the buggies that they've disinfected. It is more fatal to the sick, old, and the weak. They shut the world down about this point. This is when we started finding out this stuff. It's more fatal to the weak, the old, and the sick. And we've got it everywhere worldwide. We're going to shut the world down. They shut the world down 30-something days ago. Well, maybe not 30. This is the 13th of April. There's too much money being lost, too much debt being accrued for this not to be real. Okay? Simple. New turn of events. This little guy can cause damage that even after recovery makes you weaker and left with long-term health issues. It will cause lung issues, after you've recovered from it. You can wind up with kidney damage, liver damage, heart damage. That doesn't go away. So, even if you recover and you don't, I mean, it's shaved years off your life. Geez, thanks. Within the last few weeks, you want to know what else I found? That last couple of weeks? You want to know what else I found? Here you go. You may never get over it. It may just go dormant in your system. Your body doesn't actually defeat it. It just goes to sleep and then comes back. You can actually catch it from yourself, or you can be reinfected with it. They haven't decided which yet. People who have been cleared, tested, they've been in isolation, they've been tested, boom, they go back about their deal. Next thing you know, they got the symptoms back. They go back, they're tested, they're positive for it again. Now that's sounding more like something you would shut the world down over, doesn't it? Make sure I don't have any more notes. I don't think I do. So let's try to fight them with my fingers. Rest of this will be freelance. I don't care if this was a manufactured chia pet that snuck out on the back of somebody's handbook or whatever. I don't care. I don't care if somebody had a bad day at the office and chunked a vial on the wall, or snuck out and said, I'm taking everybody with me, and glued it to the top of their head and then jumped off a bridge head first into the concrete. I don't care how it got out. I don't care if the permafrost thawed out enough and there was a CO2 ejection and it spewed some virus from the primordial ooze into the atmosphere, and there just happened to be some goat herder there. I don't care. Or some bat flying by and then the bat got eaten. I don't care. Doesn't matter. Unless you're planning on suing whoever caused it, I don't guess it really matters. They've shut the world down. They have shut the economy down. The economy, the ability to buy food, buy the tools you need to grow food, buy the seeds you need to grow food. The economy, the ability to do day-to-day life, to either buy the things you need to produce your income or buy the things you need to sustain yourself. Those things are all gone. We will not pay as a country. We're going to leave the world out of this for a minute. We will not pay ourselves out of debt. Right now, if they ended this tomorrow, or the 15th like was originally the plan, which is no longer the case, if they ended it in 2 days, we would not be able to pay ourselves out of this debt load for 60 years. When your debt load exceeds your income by that much, your economy will not grow. So for at least the next 60 years, we are going to be in a crippled economy. If you are living inside a heavily populated area, get out. I don't know how much I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not, like I said, I'm not a political analyst. I'm not nothing. everybody's scenarios that they've been talking about for the past 2 or 3, 4 years. This, this is it. This is all of them coming together. Oh, it's a virus. Oh, it's food shortages. It's economic collapse. It's the worthless dollar. It's the stock market's gone. All the jobs disappear. Pick one. Crying out loud. Just pick one. The only thing we didn't get was a super volcano or a solar storm. Yet. The comet's still a few days off. You know, joy. Uh, Come on. The big cities and HDP, I completely agree. High Desert Pioneer, I completely agree. They doing martial law out here in my part of the world. It, I'll wait for the guys to drive on down the road to check on the next house, and I'll go do whatever the hell I want to. It's short of shooting people out here, they're not going to be able to do it. Austin, Las Vegas, San Francisco, Houston, New York City, Kansas City, Atlanta, Montgomery, Nashville. Yeah, any other big cities you want to name here? Dallas, Fort Worth, Oklahoma City. Those are pretty doable. You know, only need a couple thousand guys in each one. They've got boots on the ground in the, you know, sheriff's department, um, whatever, and they can bring a whole lot more to bear. There's a lot of contractors out there that need to keep their guys working too. They don't have the ability or the money to do it everywhere. There's a reason the world has been pushing everybody to move to the cities. It would have made more sense to build factories away from the major population centers because of taxes and this and that. I mean, it makes more sense not to build in the city. But they've been pushing everybody to the cities so they could box them up. Um, this has gotten really long. I don't think this was an accident. And if it comes out that somebody let this thing out on purpose, if somebody dumped this either on themselves or on someone else, do you honestly believe that the dust will settle before the big pretty yellow mushrooms bloom? I don't. Have a nice day.